everyone, and once again, welcome back. Always appreciate you being here. I was outside early this morning, and I had absolutely no intentions on making a video. It was rather breezy, and I knew the audio wasn't going to be great, so I thought I'd tape a short of the 28 Pro pushing wood, which happens to be ash, into the little trailer. I did that, and while I was doing that, the wind has kind of calmed down. So I went ahead and thought I'll bring you guys along. I got some pre-roll of the setup. So you seen in the opening, I had a beautifully stacked wall of ash that was the remainder of the tree service score. And then behind you guys, I had another beautiful row of maple, walnut, and there's a tad bit of elm in there. I did that specifically with one guy in mind, and that was Mike over at K&L Firewood. I know how he loves to watch people stack firewood rounds. But anyway, that's a joke with me and Mike. I actually did that. I did think of Mike the whole time while I was stacking it, but I did it because we needed to mow, keep the area cleaned up. We have a small wood yard here, as you guys know, so it's got to stay neat or it drives me crazy. But you guys have seen me splitting on some of this ash. When the wind calmed down, I was getting some splitting done to keep up with my weekly goals. And the whole time I was sitting here thinking of my last video and my last trip where you guys seen me take a trip with my wife up north. On that trip, I was able to run over and see my good friend Jeremiah over at Outdoors in the 608. Thanks again, Jeremiah. That was a great visit. I got to run Jeremiah's 22 RS again, and we had some great fellowship. Got a little wood split, went up and had some wings and a couple beers after it was all said and done. So what a great visit. I'm sure you guys have, but if you haven't, go back and check that video out. But anyway, I'm thinking the whole time of this splitter versus the 22 RS. And you guys know that have been following along, but for those of you all that are new, I am doing a demo program right now with Wolfe and Norm over at Widman Cycles in St. Louis. Now these splitters are owned by Norm. He is a dealer for Wolfe, but what a great opportunity. So this is demo number 2. I had the 17 VSC in the beginning. Great splitter. Hated to see that one go, but it was a demo, and it was my choice to call Norm and tell him I'm bringing it back. And he absolutely insisted I bring another unit home. So here is the 28 Pro. Now, I just split with Jeremiah's 22 RS, and to be honest with you, the 22 RS was the splitter that was on my radar. Great splitter. 6.5 second cycle time on that 22 RS, and you're looking at 10.5 here on the 28 Pro. Now you would think, now why would you go with a 6.5 second cycle time and go down to a 10.5? Well, because you get options. You get a log lift standard and you get an adjustable wedge standard with this unit. So that is the big perk right there alone. Now, as far as footprint, I'm pretty sure the 28 Pro and the 22 RS are almost identical in weight. I would be able to move both of them around by hand on relatively level ground. So still both a splitter that would be what I was looking for. Now, why would you make the jump? And I think this is where it's going to get very confusing for me, having this great opportunity to have all these demos. I did not think I wanted a log lift. I had almost talked myself out of it. And actually, on the 22 RS, you could either get auto cycle or a log lift. It's either or. You can't get both. It is more of their entry level to where they're trying to keep the cost down. So when you step up to this, which I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be able to run these so I could see, you get the log lift standard and the adjustable wedge standard. After having the 17 VSC and having some big rounds, now that I'm having tree service wood delivered every now and then, sometimes I get some bigger stuff. So log lift became more important. So the 17 RS without a log lift and going with the auto cycle, it started making me wonder, is that the splitter for me? I love Jeremiah's splitter, and he does too. He has equipment, so he didn't need a log lift, so he was able to make that decision easy. He can put big rounds up to it with his tractor. I do not have a tractor, so he opted for the auto cycle valve. For me, that would still be a struggle. So then you start looking at a splitter like this. Okay, for maybe a couple grand more, you're able to get an adjustable wedge and a log lift standard on the 28 Pro. And it's relatively the same weight. Kind of rules that out. Now, you see auto cycle on this unit. It was an option that Norm added. He adds a lot of his 28 Pros when he orders them. He goes ahead and puts the auto cycle on it. So you've basically got all three options that most people struggle with. Now this one has electric start. He did put that on there too. That is also an option. But after running these, man, the decision is going to be even harder. Now with this having the optional auto cycle and electric start, you are getting quite a bit higher. And I don't know the exact numbers. I'm not going to ever mislead on that. And then I will leave links as always to Norm, so you can find splitters here in the St. Louis area right on his showroom floor ready to go. And I will also leave links in the video description to Wolfe Ridge, where you're able to go directly to their website and you can see the current prices and you can even compare specs. I'm just gonna bring to you guys what my thoughts are. So with being home, fresh from the trip, running Jeremiah's 22 RS, I will say it is a lot faster than this. So coming to the 28 Pro, you're gonna go a little bit down in speed. But you know what? Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's wood yard is different. That's exactly why Wolfe Ridge has such a wide range of splitters in their lineup. For me, I do like the auto cycle. With this being slower, I would say I would definitely want an auto cycle. Because I'm able, as you guys have been watching, hit that auto cycle, start around in there and turn around, grab another one, and come back, and by that time it's starting to retract, put it in there, and if it hasn't kicked off yet, I can just hit that lever there and go ahead and send it forward again. If you catch it before it kicks that lever off, the retract, you could just send it right back forward again. So it is a huge time saver over my box store splitter, and so wouldn't the 22 RS. But what I'm struggling with now is with this tree service wood, whether I can rule out a log lift, and I don't think so now. I think I will probably want a log lift, and I know I'm doing a lot of rambling here. I'm kind of thinking out loud, but hopefully this kind of stuff helps you guys out there that are watching that are kind of struggling with the same thing I am. And I will say this adjustable wedge, 22 RS has an adjustable wedge, but it's manual. You take the bolt out and you can move it. I don't find it to be an issue with Jeremiah's on smaller rounds, because if you need to hold it up, you just hold it up, send it. When it starts into the wedge, you can turn around, grab another piece. The only thing that I would say is a huge advantage with this one is when you get the bigger rounds, the ones you don't want to hold up, because on stringy wood like this ash, when you start that, a lot of times it'll go through and it won't come all the way apart because it's a little stringy, and it'll stay back a little bit from your wedge. And when it does that, when you try to send another piece, it'll actually follow those winged out pieces and veer off and miss that wedge. So I do like the option to be able to raise that wedge and go ahead and clear that out if you got stringy wood. On straight grain stuff, it's not an issue. Usually it'll go through and pop open and you can just fling it out of the way. But on stringier wood, I will let you know that an adjustable wedge on stringier wood is definitely an added perk. So there you go. 22 RS, great machine. Thought it was a splitter for me, and it still might be. But I've been spoiled. So this adjustable wedge, I gotta say, it is definitely helpful on this stringier wood. So guys, I'm gonna stop rambling on. I will have this splitter a lot longer. I just wanted to, while it was fresh in my head, kind of bring that to you. That right there, in this application, for what I'm doing right now, counting the log lift out, let's just say this is a 22 RS with auto cycle. I haven't been using the log lift in this video at all because these rounds are right here and they're small. With that being said, auto cycle, same as the 22. The adjustable wedge is definitely an added perk on stringy firewood. But I'm going to continue splitting here a little bit. Might bring you guys all along for that. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts as of right now. And I will continue to bring you more as I grow and learn this machine. I'm already getting more familiar with the controls. I'm finding myself not having to look back. I'm able to just reach back. It's starting to become more familiar. So, all right, I'm gonna get some more splitting done, and we'll see what we can get done. Hopefully all of this ash. Well guys, as you can see, out of gas and out of room on the trailer. I will say this has the Honda GX 270 on it, and I haven't added gas to that tank in a long time. It goes a long time on a tank of gas. So another added perk of a smaller machine like this, fuel economy. As you can see there, adjustable wedge shining again. I knew that crotch piece was not going to push through that four-way very easily, so I went ahead and raised it all the way up, and then basically you have a single knife underneath there. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. The sun is starting to set in on me now with all the yapping I've done, but I'm going to take this over and get it in the IBC tote, and it's going to well over top it off. I might even take you guys over there to close this video out. So Until next time, everybody, like always, get outside. We'll see you.